in Whistler in 1973 at age of 18 for a 2-week vacation. Just like many of us, she has never left. In the 29 years that followed, she married her high school sweetheart, worked as a flag girl and dynamite placer on a road cruise when the old highway was built, as a laborer, and as a waitress at the boot. And for those who know Whistler, know that if you work or go to the boot, you are a true local. She also raised 2 girls, completed her education, and became a lawyer. Miss Wilhelm-Morden has served 4 terms as a municipal councillor, sat on a number of boards over the years, including Whistler Chamber of Commerce and Whistler Healthcare Foundation. She was a founding director and the president of the Community Foundation of Whistler, and is a member of the board of the Whistler Arts Council. Having come from a modest background and worked her way up has resulted in a wide range of experiences. Nancy understands the average Joe. She, as many true Whistler locals, lived for 4 years in a rustic cabin in the woods. We call it being a squatter. She also understands the sophisticated Joe, as she is handling many high-profile cases as a part of her legal law practice. She is a mom and great baker, loves being in a kitchen, so she does relate to all the moms and women. But she is also a great and avid Canucks fan. So yay, she is going to race out of here to go back to her law practice, and go Canucks go. Miss Wilhelm-Morden has won the mayor's chair in Whistler in fall 2011 by a landslide, and is Whistler's first woman mayor. Just like many of us, she is loving living in Whistler, loving the mountains, which means that she finds time to ski, hike, run, garden, bike, and just be like the rest of us, just loving Whistler. Please allow me to welcome Miss Nancy Wilhelm-Morden.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for your kind words. One correction. When I came to Whistler in 1973, I wasn't 18, I was only 2.
I'm so sorry.
I was 18. So it's a great pleasure to welcome you to Whistler. I had never heard of this organization until I received the invitation. And in speaking with Hannah and some of the Whistler representatives, I'm really hopeful that this organization will increase its profile here in Whistler, because of all places in British Columbia, Whistler really should be well represented in this organization. I assume that most of you have been here before, but I'm just going to give you a really brief thumbnail sketch of our history, because it's kind of interesting. We actually started off as a fishing resort back in 1914 when the PGE railway went through the corridor, and 2 pioneers by the name of Alex and Myrtle Phillip displaced new Canadians, they were displaced Americans, came and built a fishing resort on the shores of Alta Lake. And in fact, Whistler was called Alta Lake until the early 70s. It was then incorporated as British Columbia's first resort municipality in 1975, and we had a permanent population at the time of 600 people, and of course I was one of them. Those were halcyon days back then. We had lots of fun. I actually can remember the 70s, so that's a good. We had lots of fun. We worked hard. We did whatever we needed to do, and we all just loved living here in Whistler. The scenery was just so spectacular. Well, it still is, obviously, but there were challenges to be able to stay here and make a living. But the town grew. those of us like myself who are still around, we grew up with the town. And if Whistler hadn't evolved into what it is today, most of us wouldn't be here anymore. So it's been an interesting time, that's for sure. So these days we have about 10,000 permanent people who live here, but on a busy holiday season we will host up to 50,000 people. So life has changed somewhat since the 2010 games. We believed that we were well known, and certainly we were in many circles, but it wasn't until the games and we hit the world stage. And now, of course, we have guests visiting us from every corner of the globe. And as you, in the concierge and hotel business, can appreciate, that raises a number of challenges from a guest satisfaction and guest servicing perspective. That said, this winter really has been a watershed winter on many, many levels. First of all, Whistler was one of the few resorts in North America to have snow. And boy, did we have snow. We set a record in March for the snowiest March ever. And in one 7-day period, we had 100 centimeters of snow. Like, it was craziness. But as a result, business levels have been up across the board, and obviously that's a good thing. We also had, and you may hear this from Tourism Whistler later on in the meeting, but Tourism Whistler did a very interesting marketing project this year called the Whistler Sabbatical Project. And what that was an opportunity for a winner, plus the winner's partner, friend, 2 people, to come to Whistler for 30 days, all expenses paid. And there were over 26,000 people who applied through social media and elsewhere. And I had the good fortune of sitting on the panel of 3 judges, and we chose a young man from Great Britain. Luke Dillon was the winner. He was immediately nicknamed Lucky Luke, and he brought a friend along. I can't remember his last name, but his first name is Tim, so of course he was immediately nicknamed Tag Along Tim. But they had an unbelievable time, and they did 16 or 17 different adventures during the 30 days that they were here, including skiing with gold medalist Ashley McIver, bobsleighing, and I've done that. That is a thrilling thing to do. They were on stage just last week at the GLC with recording star Ali Milner. So it was, and I actually was on the dance floor with Lucky Luke. Somebody said, "Are you having fun as the mayor?" I am having fun. Actually, the question was asked as I walked off the dance floor, having danced with a man half my age. I'm having fun. So that was also a really kind of unique thing that Tourism Whistler did that I think helped generate enthusiasm and positivism here in Whistler. And then from the community perspective, we did have the elections in November. And the community was thirsting for change, and we had change. Not one incumbent was reelected. All of us on council are new to the positions that we have. I'm the only person with any kind of experience, but I've never been the mayor before. But so it's been really exciting. We've been working really hard. We've been bringing in all kinds of new initiatives that so far have the support of the community. And so there's a real, I don't know if you've been outside in Whistler at all since you've arrived yesterday or today, but there's a real sense of optimism in town these days, and it's palpable. So we're looking forward to a continued really busy spring and summer, and life is pretty good here these days. So again, welcome. Have a great meeting, And do try, if you can, to get out and participate in some of the festivities with the TELUS World Ski and Snowboard Festival. Now, I'm going to Mexico on Thursday, so that means I'm working like a dog to get ready to go on vacation. You all know what that's like. So I'm not going to be able to stay with this meeting. I'm actually going over and putting in a couple of hours of work at my law practice before the hockey game. So have a great night.
Thank you so much for coming today. We know that you love cooking, so this is a present for you.
Thank
Hopefully
you
will
so
have time
much.
to use it
Oh,
in your
that's
kitchen.